I done already started recording. Good evening, y'all. This is Damian Pierre Carter, where you can find me on Facebook, Damian Carter on YouTube, and Supermodel Swagger on Instagram. How you doing? Alright, Wendy, I'm not trying to steal your trademark, bitch. Don't try to come for me. I love you. I'm just doing it in homage to you now. Anyway, how y'all doing tonight? It's starting to snow in DC, and I don't know. Somehow snow indicates cuffing season and cuddling and being intimate, and I just thought about some of my past sexual indiscretions, and it made me think about someone that I'm talking about tonight by the name of Keith. Now, today I want to talk to y'all about casting stones and throwing stones when you live in a glass house. Keith is a stone thrower, if you will. Keith is this dude that I met in my late 20s, you know, back in my real days. And, you know, we used to freak off and on. I mean, we didn't go all of the way, but we did enough to bring satisfaction to both needs, you know what I'm saying? But here was the deal breaker for both of us. Keith is in a long-term relationship with someone that lives with him. So basically, I was on borrowed time with this motherfucker, and I accepted that and I understood that. But this is where our situation came to an end. Some things popped off in my late 20s, and I'll admit I was a bit off the chain in my 20s in terms of my behavior. Y'all know I love my Merlot. But it came a point where he decided to say, you know what? You're doing too much. You're a bit too promiscuous for my style. Now, let's bag back a little bit, y'all. When I was messing around with Keith, I wasn't exactly being faithful to my man at the time. But he wanted that to happen, because you know what he would do? He would hit me up late at night off the booty call type of hour, and he would expect me to basically accommodate him. Because he'd be at my front door basically and be like, yo, I'm horny. Or I'm sorry, not horny. I'm sexually frustrated and I'm not getting my needs met at home. So basically, while I'm cheating on my man, I'm messing around with this motherfucker. Short term. Maybe off and on a few months, right? So I move on. I break up with my man. I move out. I move to a new place and things. I move on with my life. Now, I happen to run into a mutual friend of Keith and I, and we fuck around. And the dick was good. I'm not gonna fake. The dick was off the motherfucking chain. You know, shit. This is the type of dick you want to take out a lease or a mortgage for. That's how good the dick is. Shit, Now, Keith finds out this, and he decides to say, you know, that's when he decided to say that I'm being a promiscuous hoe. So let's discuss this. I'm your go-to, or your old reliable, or your problem solver when your man that lives with you in your big old house in the state of Virginia, when he's not giving you what you need. But when I decide that my needs supersede yours, and I'm fucking somebody that can dick me down like a good old country motherfucker fuck, you get upset because you can't get that same treatment. But let's establish something. You could never keep your dick hard, number one. Number two, the only time you could find yourself available to me was when, after you've maintained your $1 million hair salon and scalp disorder clinic, and you've gotten into your 300 series BMW to go treat yourself to a high-end dinner, and then you come home to me after you've made those late-night phone calls for your business-related purposes. So basically, I'm supposed to help you bust that final nut before you go to sleep. But when I find something more intense and more fulfilling with somebody that happens to be friends with you, you get an attitude and call me a hoe. Does anyone see where the stones are being now thrown in the glass house? because I feel a sudden draft coming in from the holes in the windows and in the floors and in the walls that he just threw stones at me. How is it that the gays can just basically be hypocritical like that? You want to get on your soapbox and be a motivational speaker and talk about all of these spiritual principles, but in the darkness, when you're horny, those spiritual principles seem to be null and void, or they just happen to conveniently leave your mind when your dick is hard and you want me to come suck it. What do we say about that? Has anyone ever encountered something like that? Let's have a conversation about that, because I was just wondering, how is it that somebody let me rephrase this question. How is it that someone is playing house with someone that is an established partner in life with them, going to get on their soapbox and talk about what you're doing in your own time in your home, and you don't have to answer to someone because you're not there to fulfill their fucking needs? Really? So because you don't get to suck my dick, you don't get to play with my feet, and whenever you get to come, you don't get to yell, "Oh, I'm getting too old for this," whenever you're at my house? Yes, y'all, that's what he would fucking say when he would come. "Oh, I'm getting too old for this." Nigga, what? Nigga, who? What? Come on, son. I'm just saying, y'all. I'm a little buzzed right now. And y'all know how I roll. I start sipping and I start recording. But let me just say this. I am now about to turn 35 years old. When that happened, I was in my late 20s. I am in a totally different place in my life right now. I embrace all of my sexual proclivities. I embrace my inner freak. I embrace the fact that I have come from there to here and learned so much about what I will tolerate and what I won't tolerate sexually. Don't come at me with that bullshit if you got a man at home waiting on you and you want to judge me. Don't come at me if you are even in a relationship, because frankly, I'm not going to violate myself for the sake of your sexual fulfillment. And I'm not about to let that other person I'm not about to be on the receiving end of that other person's wrath because you are too fucking sexually repulsive to even respond to them maturely. And I'll be even honest with y'all, there's another example of such behavior. I met this guy. I'm going to change his name for the sake of an anonymity because I still want to be respectful to him. We'll call him Kevin. Kevin lives in Maryland, and I don't know what the exact relationship dynamics are with him, but because he was also positive, he and I had a different dynamic that we connected with on an intimate level that he couldn't connect with his partner, his live-in partner that I've seen on Facebook, and I've seen the pictures in his house, by the bed, on the computer, and etc., etc., etc. Now, why we don't mess around anymore is because I decided, you know what, because I'm at the point in my life where I respect myself too much, this has to end. So, I'm just saying, those who are in relationships, if you don't have it established where I can communicate with you openly and understand that you are not in an open relationship, you are not available to me, and yet and still you want to persist and try to fuck, we're going to have a problem. This body is a temple that may be available to certain people 24 hours a day, but it's not available to you. That's the real talk for today. I'm telling y'all right now, as I'm coming into my 35th year, I feel like I'm coming into my season with a vengeance. I've become a lot more self-aware of what I will tolerate, what I will accept, and what I won't tolerate and won't accept. So that means that those of you who think you can handle the wrath of Damian Pierre Carter on Facebook, Damian Carter on YouTube, and Supermodel Swagger on Instagram, you better eat your Wheaties. That's the real talk for today, January the 26th of 2005. Be fierce, be fabulous, and be inspired. I'll see you on the runway. Watch that snow, Northeast. Mwah. Love ya.